Thanks for tuning in to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. This is your host, Mikaela Filar, where we are here to skyrocket your self-worth, heal your shit, and take your power back. Welcome to the chat. Hi guys, welcome back to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. It's your host, Mikaela Filar. I hope you are having an incredible week so far and had a great Memorial Day weekend. Today, we are going to go over a common question that I get asked during intuitive energetic healing sessions with most of my clients. This is a common question that you all are very fixated on. And I get it. I used to be that person. So the question is, what is my purpose? All right. We are so fixated on this question. And look, like I said, I get it. I used to be one of those people. And this question came from a place of feeling like I wasn't enough, feeling like I wasn't doing enough, and I wasn't doing anything that lit me up. Like I didn't feel fulfilled. So how I shifted that feeling, how did I shift the feeling of like not feeling like what I was doing was enough and doing anything that like didn't light me up? Well, first off, skyrocketing my self-love and self-image and getting so unbelievably grateful for everything that I had currently in life and how much I had already accomplished. Because what we focus on grows. And when I started to understand how incredibly lucky I am to be on earth in human form. If you don't know this, I'm an intuitive energetic healer and medium. So I speak to souls on the daily, and souls are literally begging to be on earth in a human form, you guys, literally begging. And they want to gain what we like to call soul points. Okay. So they want to become higher frequency souls. Like that is literally our soul's mission, is to gain soul points and become higher frequency souls. I believe in past lives, and that is because it is a scientifically proven fact that we are all made up of energy, right? Everything is made up of energy. And so if energy is never created nor destroyed, it just changes forms, then why wouldn't we have past lives, right? So in soul world, when we are stuck up there in soul world, our soul has left our human body and we are in soul world. They do not learn lessons up there. Okay. They're just kind of floating around in time doesn't exist up there. Like that's a whole other podcast episode. Time doesn't exist anywhere. But anyways, time does not exist up there. They're just kind of like there. Right. And they are all begging to become a human and be on earth in a human form so that they can earn soul points and become higher frequency souls. In order to gain soul points, it is our life's mission to learn lessons, and they don't get to learn lessons up there, okay? They're just there. And when we come down on earth, we are in our human form, we earn soul points because we are constantly learning lessons and raising the frequency of our own selves. And when we take those lessons and then we teach those to other souls, we then help raise the frequency of the planet, right? So I fell in love with where I was at in my life currently. I fell in love with the fact that I felt lost and I saw the good in it because I was so focused on the negative in my life that more negative came into my life because what we focus on grows. So when I shifted my perspective, things in my physical reality began to shift as well. When I got neutral about where I was, instead of being so fixated on where I wanted to be and putting so much pressure on myself to get there, things began to flow to me a lot easier. And I became a magnet for what I desired because I wasn't in a place of when this, then that, right? We often get stuck in this place of, oh, when I have the job, then I'll feel fulfilled. When I have X amount of money in my bank account, then I will feel successful. Like that cannot be where you are at. So you have to fall in love with where you are at currently. And I mentioned that like I got neutral about where I was. Okay. So how to get neutral about it is to just see the good and the bad and the bad and the good, because everything in life has to be in balance. It's the universal law of polarity, it's the universal law of balance, right? Everything has an equal amount of good in the bad and bad in the good. It's just how you're perceiving it, right? And what you focus on. Okay. So, how I got so neutral about where I was like about feeling lost is like reminding myself like how awesome is it that I feel so lost right now, because that gives me an opportunity to start fresh and to prove to myself, not anyone else, that I am capable of creating the life that I desire if I just continue to take inspired action toward that life, right? And while I am taking inspired action, while I am working for more, being in a state of gratitude for where I am at currently, as opposed to putting so much pressure on myself to like be in a different place than I was currently at that time. Okay. So this is a lot easier said than done, I know, but I promise once you get neutral about where you're at and you begin to see the good in where you're at currently, and like remembering that everything is happening for you on purpose for a purpose. So if you can just understand and see that like everything is for a reason and everything has good and bad in it, it's just your perspective that needs to change or shift, then things start to look a lot different for you. Okay. So another thing is like I started to focus on things that lit me up. And if it didn't light me up, I simply did not do it. Like simple as that. If it wasn't a fuck yes, then it was a fuck no. And as I learned more and more how to love myself and heal my self love and my self image wounds, I came to the realization that my current purpose in life was to master self love and self image, hone in on my gifts as an intuitive so that I can help others heal in the way that I have healed, right? So my purpose then was to master self love and self image. My purpose now is to teach others the work that I have done so that I can help others heal their self image and their self love, right? So, what I'm getting at here is that we have many purposes in life. I had many purposes in life. We are conditioned to believe that we need to just go to school and choose one thing and then get really good at that one thing. And then that is what we must do for the rest of our lives in order to feel success. And that's not the case for everyone. There are people out there where this worked for them and they are fulfilled and they can't see themselves doing anything else. And bless their souls, like they are the lucky ones, because not knowing what you want to do when you are, especially in your late 20s, like how I was, thinking that like I wanted to do one thing and then realizing that that wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. And then to like have the pressure of like society of like, oh my God, I'm turning 30 this year and I still have no idea what I'm going to do and blah, blah, blah. It's like, right. It's all this like conditioning and the societal norms that we just get wrapped up in. And the thing is that like not everyone's path looks the same. So for others, like myself, I had to pursue many different avenues in order to find the path that led me to what I do today. But had it not been for my past and all of my other purposes in life, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right? So we all have soul contracts. Before we are put on earth in our human meat suits, right? Our soul creates a contract with higher powers, God, source, universe, whatever word best resonates with you. And on this soul contract is all of the qualities, all of the attributes, all of your traumas, all of the lessons that you need to learn in order for you to find and to live the most aligned life, to find your purpose, whatever that is for you, right? So, this soul contract, like I mentioned, has all of our even traumas on it. So, these traumas and these lessons that we needed to learn made us into who we are today, right? Made us equipped, all of the things that I had been through, the trauma that I had been through, um the things that I had to go through in order for me to find what I'm doing now and to heal the way that I've healed, and then to be able to teach others how to heal the same way, right? But this trauma had to happen in order for me to be able to do what I do now, right? Like if none of that, if my past hadn't happened the way that it happened, and I hadn't struggled for so long to figure out what it is that my purpose is in life, then I wouldn't be relatable, right? Like people wouldn't like I wouldn't be able to relate to people. People wouldn't be able to relate to me, and I wouldn't be able to help them in the way that I help others now. So there's always a reason for everything. Nothing is a coincidence. Like everything is happening for you on purpose for a purpose. Every quality and attribute you have was written in your soul contract on purpose for a purpose. And that's why I always emphasize on the fact that, like, whatever you feel makes you different or unique or not what society deems as normal is probably what is helping you get to, like, whatever it is that your purpose is, right? It's a quality, it's an attribute, it's the way that you look, it's whatever the case may be. It's the reason it, like, will help you and it will aid you in your purpose when you find that, whatever that is specifically for you, right? But everything is happening for you on purpose for a purpose. So just understand and really get rooted in that knowing. We are meant to be happy, and we are meant to do what makes us the most excited in the moment. And the more you follow that excitement, the closer you will get to your purpose. Eventually it will click and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is what I am meant to do. But remember also, like what I mentioned prior, is like, it's not always just one and done and check off the box, right? It might, one purpose might lead you to your next purpose. So fall in love with, like, the feeling of being lost, and just start to do things that make you lit up and that get you super excited, so that you can eventually, what that will do is lead you to whatever it is that your purpose is in life. But, like, just know that if you have resentment towards anything, it's not you're not in alignment, right? And what it means to be in alignment is to be doing whatever it is that makes you the most happy. Like, when you're in alignment, you'll know, because you'll just feel good doing anything that you quote unquote have to do, right? It's not this feeling of, oh, I have to do this. It's, I get to do this, right? That's when you know that you're aligned. Okay. So just keep in mind, like, follow that excitement and do whatever it is that lights you the fuck up, because the more you do it, and it might not make sense to everybody. Okay. That's another thing too. It, like, might not make sense to everybody. It, people might honestly think that you're crazy for even doing it or starting it. I mean, a lot of people thought that what I was doing was crazy. Not a lot of people understood what I was doing when I was like, I'm going to be an intuitive energetic healer and psychic medium. Like, they were like, I'm sorry, what? But they didn't understand. But I knew, and I felt this huge pull to just start. And so I did, and it led me to where I am today. And I'm so unbelievably grateful that I followed my intuition and really leaned into my gifts as an intuitive healer and a medium, so that I could help people the way that I help them now. And I'm so lit up about what I do for work. And it's not a I have to, it's a I get to. And so I just hope for you that you, no matter what it is that you maybe feel called to doing, no matter how crazy it is or what people say or think, just start, just do it anyways. Put your blinders on and just do whatever it is that you feel called to do, because that is literally your purpose. Now, our purpose as a collective is to learn lessons and teach those lessons to others so that we can raise the frequency of the collective. Okay. So literally, like, as a collective, our soul is here to learn lessons and then to take those lessons to teach them to others and then to raise the frequency of the planet. And so I want you to ask yourself, like, if you're struggling to find something that lights you up and makes you happy, I want you to really sit down and think about that and ask yourself, like, maybe you get a note out in your phone and you start to type out like all the things that get you really excited, all the things that make you happy, all the things that light you up. Okay. And then ask yourself, how can I make money doing this? In order to do that, though, you must be connected to your value. If you do not love yourself and see your value, it can be really challenging to promote your own business. Um, and it could be really challenging to go after that job that you really want to go after, but like you maybe don't like aren't connected to your value. And so you don't think that you have what it takes. And so because you don't think that you have what it takes, you're literally tying sources' hands behind their back. They cannot help you because they cannot go against your free will, right? We all think that like God, source, universe, like has it out for us, and that they gave, maybe somebody has like, maybe you're comparing yourself, right, to others. And you're like, oh my God, they have like such a great business, or oh my God, they have like the job that I desire. That's like that's a pool. Like anytime you get like jealous or you find yourself comparing, that's just because there's a part of you that wants what they have. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's a desire that you have. So like start to realize that if you have these desires and understand that the word desire is a Latin root word meaning of the Father, meaning that any desire that you have was literally given to you from source, God, universe, right? So if they put that desire in your soul contract, they believe that you can have it. However, if you do not believe in yourself, if you are not connected to your value, if you do not see that you do have what it takes, if you do not understand that you are enough, that you are doing enough, then you are literally tying their hands behind their backs because they cannot go against your free will of what you believe to be true for yourself. The world, remember, is a giant fucking mirror of what you think, feel, and believe to be true about yourself. So if you are not connected to your value and your worth and believe that you are enough, then you're tying their hands behind their back. You have to be rooted in the belief that you are the best of the best and your work is worthy of massive compensation. If you truly believe that, truly and wholeheartedly, that will radiate off of your EMF field, your electromagnetic field that we all have around us, right? And it will be reflected back to you in the form of people and circumstances. And so, what I was getting at as far as like comparing yourself, like we oftentimes think that like God, source, universe like has it out for us, like they aren't giving us what we want. But the thing is like the only person that's in the way, or the only thing that's in the way of you not achieving what you're desiring to achieve in the life that creating the life that you desire to create for yourself, is your limiting self beliefs. So if you can strip those away and strip away the programming and change your perspective, things will change in your outer reality as well. But you have to work on yourself. It all starts with you. And there's literally no such thing as competition when it comes to this work, when it comes to life in general. Like we oftentimes get so caught up on like, oh my gosh, they have such a thriving business. Here's the thing, the reality is that if somebody else has a thriving business and you're desiring to have that thriving business, all of the business ideas are not taken in the world. You can start your own business and it will thrive if you believe that it can thrive. All the business ideas are not taken, right? God, source, universe didn't create one soul contract and give it to two people and say whoever gets there first wins. That's just not the case, right? That's just not how the cookie crumbles. The fact is that we all have our own unique, special soul contract, and whatever it is that we are meant to do in this life is in that soul contract. And the way that you follow that is by living an aligned life and doing the things that make you excited and doing the things that light you up. This is why skyrocketing your self love and your self image is literally the key to life, right? When we begin with us when we skyrocket our self-love and love ourselves enough to do things for us, right? To put ourselves first, to prioritize ourselves and what we believe that we can achieve for ourselves in our life. And self-image is how we perceive ourselves and how we think others perceive us, right? If we can skyrocket these two things, the world is literally our oyster because we believe in ourselves and we believe in the ability to achieve whatever it is that we are desiring to achieve for ourselves. But if you don't, and you have a low sense of self love, and you're not putting yourself first, and you're people pleasing, and you're letting people's opinions get in the way of you doing whatever it is that you're desiring to do. And if you don't see yourself for how amazing and beautiful and unique and special you are, then you're not going to have the confidence in yourself to create the business. And then, let alone, you might create it, but then to promote it, right? It's a lot easier to hide behind somebody else's product or service, right? Than to be rooted in your own innate worthiness and then promote what you have to offer, right? You have to be connected to your worth in order for you to create the life that you're desiring to create for yourself, period, end of story. I have a 6-week self love and self image course. It is a mastery program called Glowed Up. We are on week 3 of our first round of this, but I've created a waitlist if that is something that you are desiring to look into. I will be doing one more live round. And so this is going to be it's already been such an incredible program. This is self-love and self-image mastery. So getting you to graduate from People Pleasers Academy 101, right? Like, no more people pleasing. Learn how to love yourself unconditionally. Um, Learn how to stand tall in your boundaries and learn how to get rooted in the belief that you are enough, that you are valuable enough, that you are worthy enough to create the life that you desire to create for yourself, right? So if you're interested in that, I will put the link in the show notes below. If you just cannot wait and you are ready to quantum leap into a new reality for yourself, I do have 2 mentorship spots open in the month of June. You can either DM me on Instagram or you can email me. I'll put that information in the show notes below as well. And this is truly that one-on-one approach that you get to um, really understand what is maybe holding you back or what obstacles that you need to face and what cycles you need to break in order to become the version of yourself that has this life that you're desiring to create for yourself, right? So what's really cool about mentorship too, it's like it's 80% energetics and 20% strategy, and I can give you both. So I am very well rounded in the building of the business, that strategy, that masculine energy side of things, but I can also give you that feminine energetics side of it as well, which is what creates a harmonious business. So if that is something that you're interested in, maybe building a business of your own, or maybe you just want to start from the beginning and skyrocket your own self-love and self-image and have a more of a one-on-one approach, mentorship would be really, really good and beneficial for you. And then if mentorship maybe isn't something that you're ready to jump into because there is a 3-month minimum commitment for that, I do offer these one-on-one sessions for you, intuitive energetic healing sessions. These are going to give you a lot. They're going to provide a lot of insight for you. I will be giving you the energetic and physical tools for you to shift your EMF field, your creator field, so that you can face whatever obstacles are in your way. So I hope this helped. Remember, do more of whatever lights you the fuck up and understand that everything is happening for you. Get neutral about where you are now. Stop putting anything that you desire to create for yourself on a pedestal. Get neutral about it. And I cannot wait to see you guys next week. Chat soon.